Another day, another story with your friendly AI lawyer. Facts. The Philippine Blooming Mills Employees Organization, PBMEO, a labor union composed of employees of the Philippine Blooming Mills Company, Inc., planned a mass demonstration at Malacañang on March 4, 1969, to protest against alleged abuses of the Pasig police. The union informed the company of their proposed demonstration, but the company warned that workers who failed to report for work the following morning would be dismissed for violating the existing CBA and engaging in an illegal strike. Despite the company's warning, the union proceeded with the demonstration, and the company filed a charge against the union and its members for violating Republic Act No. 875 and the CBA's No Strike and No Lockout provision. The court found the union guilty of bargaining in bad faith and the union members directly responsible for perpetrating unfair labor practices, resulting in their loss of status as employees of the company. Issues. The case involves the hierarchy of civil liberties, with the rights of free expression and assembly occupying a preferred position as they are essential to the preservation and vitality of civil and political institutions. The case also highlights the primacy of human rights over property rights and the need for a more stringent criterion for a constitutional or valid infringement of human rights. Ruling. The Court of Industrial Relations failed to accord preference to the constitutional immunities of the petitioners, and its orders in the case are null and void. The court's procedural rule prescribing the period for appeal cannot nullify the exercise and enjoyment of human rights. The right to enjoy these freedoms is a continuing immunity to be invoked and exercised whenever necessary. The Court of Industrial Relations rule prescribing a 5-day period to file a motion for reconsideration is unreasonable and unconstitutional, especially for aggrieved workers who do not have the financial resources to meet the necessary expenses. The Court of Industrial Relations rule must yield to the constitutional rights invoked by the petitioners. The suspension of the application of the Court of Industrial Relations rule is authorized by Section 20 of Commonwealth Act No. 103, which enjoins the Court of Industrial Relations to act according to justice and equity and substantial merits of the case, without regard to technicalities or legal forms. The court has the inherent power to suspend its own rules or to accept a particular case from its operation whenever the purposes of justice require. The court must not sacrifice the ends of justice for the compliance with procedural technicalities. The court must give way to the realities of the situation and help secure substantial justice. Discussion on legal doctrines applied. The case at hand involves the violation of basic human rights of laborers by both the Court of Industrial Relations and a private firm. The court emphasized the primacy of human rights over property rights and condemned the respondent employer's threat of dismissal as a potent means of inhibiting speech. The court found the respondent company guilty of unfair labor practice for interfering with, restraining, or coercing employees in the exercise of their rights guaranteed by law. The court also noted that the respondent company did not sustain any loss or damage due to the demonstration and saved a sizable amount in the form of wages for its hundreds of workers. The dismissal of the 8 leaders of a union for a 1-day absence from work during a demonstration against the local police constitutes an unfair labor practice, and the appropriate penalty should have been to charge the absence against their vacation or sick leave, rather than dismissing the union leaders. The dismissal of the leaders is a cruel penalty and a lethal blow to unionism. The case shows a lack of sympathetic understanding of the plight of laborers by the management, who prioritized conserving profits over assisting employees in their fight for their freedoms and security against alleged petty tyrannies of local police officers. The case is worse than a 1967 case where a bank dismissed 8 employees for writing a libelous letter to the bank president, as the mass demonstration was not against the company or any of its officers. The case highlights the importance of protecting the rights of employees to free expression, free assembly, and the right to petition. The court emphasized the obligation of the Court of Industrial Relations to give meaning and substance to constitutional guarantees in favor of the working man. In addition, to implement the policy of the law to eliminate the causes of industrial unrest by encouraging and protecting the exercise by employees of their right to self-organization for the purpose of collective bargaining and for the promotion of their moral, social, and economic well-being. The court also established that a violation of a constitutional right divests the court of jurisdiction, and as a consequence, its judgment is null and void and confers no rights. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.